Welcome to KnitSpeaker. You're going to touch the icon and you're going to see that screen with the 5 cells. There's a new one. First thing you should do is read the instructions. Oh, please read the instructions, and you're going to discover so much in here as opposed to guessing as to what KnitSpeaker does. So go ahead and read the instructions. They're easy to understand. Read it a couple times. Let's go to New Project. To start a project, you always start with New Project. And when you get to this screen, you're going to see all the things to fill out, like name of project. We're going to say ABC sweater. Yarn name, DEF. I'm very creative here. Choose the weight of your yarn by this picker or spinner. The gauge of your yarn, 4.5. The app really doesn't care what you put in there. Here's your needle sizes, but it's nice when you get to have a record of whatever you're using. The publication and notes you don't have to fill in, that's optional, but it's nice if you know where you got your pattern from. So I'm going to put in here issue number 7, for example, or the notes. It doesn't matter if you want to put in, let's say, the page number where you found your pattern. You can put that in there. You can put in the chest measurements that you're following. Here's the width. Make that 36. Or if you could put in a length measurement. Anything you want to put here, you can type it in, take it out, change it, put somebody's phone number. Doesn't matter. It's just a place where you can put some notes. Again, the app doesn't care what it is. This is just for your use. Okay, now we're going to press save, and you're going to see a big change from the last update. Look at the four buttons at the bottom of the screen. You see text, image, input, and my files. Let's first look at text and see what that is. You can now put your entire pattern in KnitSpeaker, so you don't have to carry around that book or magazine. Just touch and hold so you can paste your pattern in there. Of course, you would have copied it from your computer, or you can type it in. But you can now put in your entire pattern. You can title it. This is the ABC sweater. And you can save your entire directions, so you can read them. Now, when we press save, the big question is, where will you find this later? You can touch My Files, and there it is. You touch My Files, and you'll be able to find what you put in. Okay, we're going to go back, and now we can add an image. So you can touch image, and from your camera roll, you can take a photograph of the pattern, and we're going to touch the pattern, and we're going to choose from our camera roll, and it'll be in there. And again, where can you find it? If you're looking for it, you want to show your friend what you're making, you go to My Files, and there's the image. So if you touch image 1, not only you'll be able to see the actual sweater. Okay, now we're going to actually put in the pattern repeat. Touch input, and you're going to see this screen. Notice the cursors at the row 1 cell, and I want you to notice all the different categories of the abbreviations. There's the primary, the basics, cables, and twists. And every time I move one of these, the list changes. We're going to go to the primary category, and you're going to see the top most used knitting abbreviations. This is a short list, and you'll frequently use this list. We also have the basics list, which is much longer. It's all alphabetized, but you're going to get familiar with where to find these different abbreviations. And cables and twists, these are all the abbreviations you're going to need for cables and twist. And there's miscellaneous, and there's numbers, and there's a new category called frequently used. Let's say you have a question as to what a particular abbreviation is. You can press the I and see a little slideshow. Sometimes you just see an explanation. But if you press that I under the check, you can see what the abbreviation is. So now we're going to go back to the primary category and actually look at our pattern and select the different steps. Here's knit 2. So I have a line K with 2, and I'm going to press check, and there's knit 2 in my row 1 screen. And now I'm going to add time to knit 2. How much time will it take me? Well, if I multiply 2 seconds times 2, I'm going to add 4 seconds to knit 2. It should take me 4 seconds to knit 2 stitches. And if it doesn't, add more time. If it takes less, add less times. Now we're going to go to purl 3, and notice I've touched the P and aligned the 3 with it, and check. Now 3 times 2 is going to be 6 seconds. I just touched that little circular button, and I'm going to add time. Here's slip 1 plus 2 seconds. Here's knit 1, press check, plus go right to that +1S button, and that'll add time. Here's pass slip stitch over. Press the check. Notice the numbers disappear. You don't need numbers when you're pass slip stitch over. I added about 5 seconds there. Here's SSK, check, plus some time. Oh, I made a mistake. I actually pressed that check 2 more times. I'm going to delete item so it gets rid of the mistake. I'm going to go to next row and continue putting in the different steps of my pattern repeat. It's the steps plus time. So you'll be easily finding the different abbreviations and adding the time. Here's purl two together, plus 4 seconds. And let's say I'm going to go to another category to find a less frequently used abbreviation. I want knit 1 through the back loop, and there it is. Press check, plus some time. So you might be going to other categories to finding your different abbreviations. So we can check what you've inputted. We can actually go back up to the first row. Just basically take your finger and touch the first row cell. And I can touch read row, and I can listen to my selection. Now here's where you're going to use your eyes to look at the pattern on the page, and you could hear KnitSpeaker repeat this. Now you'll hear knit 2, purl 3, slip 1, and if you etc. And if you find a mistake, you can fix it. How will you fix it? You can actually take your finger and you can just touch and hold, and you'll get that magnifying glass. You can move the magnifying glass wherever you want and add, I'm going to add knit 1 here, plus time. Now let's say you made a mistake, or you wanted to get rid of some time or add some time. You can do all that at this point. Just touch and hold. Oh, I'm adding SSK here, plus some time. Oh, that's a lot of time. I want to get rid of some of that time, so I can take my magnifying glass by touching and holding, and I can just delete the item. If I'm on the left side of the comma, I can delete the individual pluses or add them. If I'm on the right side of the comma, I can get rid of the whole thing. Here I'm entering a title. I'm going to call this ABC Repeat and save it. Now let's say I'm finished for the day and I want to quit. I don't have any more time. I have to go back to work. I can actually I can save that. And let's say I want to go back to project library. There's the ABC, and I want to find all this information in my files. There's the 3 parts of my pattern. The sweater, ABC sweaters, my directions. There I have the photograph, and here's the repeat, which I can listen to. I'm going to play the pattern. So you press the arrow, and you'll hear knit 2. And you'll see how long it takes to fade. 2. See it fading? Here comes the next abbreviation, purl 3.
Purl 3.
So here when you're playing, you'll see
knit
and hear
1.
the abbreviation at a pace that you've chosen.
Slip.
If you find that it's
1.
too fast, you can always stop it, go out to details or edit, and you can, again, with your magnifying glass, you can add more time or you can subtract more time. Here I'm subtracting. I don't need as long to do a pass slip stitch over, so I can reduce it down to 3 seconds. You have total control, and who knows, you might get faster as you go along, so you want to get rid of some time. Doesn't matter how fast you are, as long as it's comfortable.